Game.
Okay. Oof. All right. You said I'll take the NACL lineup.
Yeah, take it. Let's talk about this.
I will take it. All right. So NACL is bringing a Kremlin, a Montana, for their battleships and for their cruisers, a Nevsky, Moskva, another Moskva, and a Yoshino. And they're following up by a brand new ship to the game and to competitive, a Ragnar and a Gearing and a Shimakaze.
I'm excited to see Ragnar today's Ath. I'm a big believer in this ship. I'm really curious to see how these teams deploy it. Opposing them from the south, flying the flag of YESCV, our resident CV main team, guys. Fielding double Kremlin, double Nevsky, double Stalingrad. I'm sensing a theme. Rounding things out, fronting all of that with a Marceau and double Harugamo. So anything that's not a destroyer on this YESCV team is here for Mother Russia.
Hmm. Because Toad's balanced, Tovarish.
Da tovarish. Da tovarish.
Now, it's interesting seeing the double Harugamo, and they're going together. Harugamo with
Yes.
the special mod turns it into like this ultimate death snail smoker, and the two of them together working with the two Nevskys, you already know what what the other team, what NACL is in for. Uh, oh my God! It's just
Yep.
wait. Set a timer. Set your
Well,
watch for like 4 minutes. You'll see.
indeed, it's going to be interesting here. Yes, CV opting for a very even split. They're sending all of their heavy firepower to C, right? Double Kremlin, double
Yes.
Stalin. The more lighter bits, the Harugamo Danevsky's headed to A, and the Marceau looks like he's trying to race
Hmm.
to C for an early cap, so they don't get too far behind on points early. Now,
Yes.
this is something that I want to talk about, Zath, because I think it's something that you see sometimes in King of the Sea, but doesn't always come up, and that is the fact that if you don't get on at least one cap at a moderate amount of
Contact.
time,
Sorry, didn't mean
yep,
to cut in. Well done, just got detected.
nope, you're fine. I believe it. Yep, there he is. Moskva shells coming in, Kremlin shells coming in. Nakadashi's Shimakaze doing the work, spotting Well Done's Marceau, going to push him out of that cap, not deny that early cap right there.
Yep, he is dark
But
now.
I feel like yeah, but I feel like first of all, I feel like it's a great play on CV's part, but I feel like it's also it is a risk, but they understand it. I mean, looking, it almost looks like they're going for like a wall of steel kind of deployment with
Hmm.
this super wide, everybody head due west or due east thing.
Well, so what I think well done, or sorry, not well done. YESCV is trying to do here is their strong side is going to be basically the side that they're going to push with, and they're going to encourage the enemy team. They're going to encourage NACL to kite away
To
from
retreat,
C.
I see. To retreat
And
back into and then kite with the Nevsky and the Harugamos.
exactly, because that's what the
Yeah.
Nevskys and Hirugamos do with their Death Snail capabilities. It's complete BS, but
Yep.
hey, it's going to happen. And as we can see
Well,
here, Danny Loves is smoking for the two Nevskys already, getting into position.
Balance for Life picks up B. That lets NACL start ticking up a small lead here. 3 minutes gone. As Well Done's Marceau comes screaming. Oh, I thought he was climbing up. He's reversing up the 9 line. I thought he was coming up the other way, but he's not. He's reversing up the 9 line, dumping some torpedoes. I thought maybe he might try to stern, maybe kind of come back into the sea cap from the other direction. But at the moment, that is apparently not on the menu.
Problem is, I think when you know you're up against a Shimakaze and the cap is being flipped already, there's zero chance that you're going to be able to get in there.
Indeed.
At least not without the support of some friends. And you can see that those friends are taking their sweet time, getting all the way to the 10 line for their Stalingrads and getting to the 9 line for the Kremlins. And you're going to watch them push up together. They're
Death
going to hold
Snail now
hands as they
starting to
go.
engage at A. Over at A, we're seeing the Death Snail go up. One of the Nevsky radars. There's the Harugamo shells. They're really going to try and beat up on this Ragnar. But what I think they haven't quite realized yet is that at the moment they're not really doing as much damage as they want because Ragnar is a little more resilient to this kind of stuff. Now the fires will hurt,
Mm.
but the 100mm Japanese HE shells will shatter on most of his armor.
Mm-hmm. And here comes some AP from a battleship. Montana just, oh no, hitting Ultima Ratio's Nevsky. Matsuri detected a little bit there, just a second. But here's the power of the Death Snail, right? You've got radar going up from the Nevsky, keeping the Ragnar detected, and you guys could see that most of these guys were not detected until the very end there.
Now there are a bunch of torps coming in. They have Hydra up, so they should be able to see these. They're going to have to make
Mm-hmm.
some moves here. It's going to be a little uncomfortable because of the angle those torpedoes are coming in at on these Nevskys. Nevsky is long and skinny and doesn't turn all that well. In fact, Ultima is going to take. Actually, Ultima's found himself a nice gap, and so does
Nah,
Matsuri. Ultima takes one in the bow, unfortunately.
he
I
does
thought he was
take
going to
one.
make it. So the Death Snail forced to turn into the cap here, but it is going to allow them to pick up A and staunch the points bleeding a bit as the big push up this 9-10 line, the Kremlins and the Stalingrads, finally starting to take shape. Now, let's look at things from the NACL perspective for a bit, right? We're 5 minutes in. You're in the driver's seat. You've got a 150-point lead. It's on the other team to do something. At the moment, the Ragnar is beat up.
Mm.
You know what the Death Snail is.
Mm.
But do you really feel any pressure right now?
If you are NACL,
Yeah.
not right now. And I told you guys to set your clocks for 4 minutes, about 4 minutes ago, and you can see why. Now, look at what's happening on the 910 line, though. Okay, I said not right now because these guys, you're right, they don't have that pressure. They can take their time. They can find ways to maybe get lucky with a torpedo strike like what they have with Ultima Ratio, or a good AP Citadel from a battleship. Um, they can't just go in. They have to take their time and they have to just work these guys down. As Matsuri is taking some big hits.
He has indeed.
Is he gonna
They're
dodge the
trying to extract.
Oh, he
They're
dodges the
trying to
AP.
extract the. Oh, but takes the torpedo. Yeah. I will say,
Oh,
the
no, no, no,
NACL
no!
is doing
Daddy
a
loves.
great. Oh
Oh,
no. NACL is doing a great job of crossing torpedoes through this smoke cloud and really giving YESCV nowhere to run, nowhere to hide in terms of torpedo angles, right? Brilliant job of that using the Yoshido and the gearing torps to manufacture those angles, and it does bag them their first kill.
that is really unfortunate, but that's exactly what I was talking about, and that's what NACL needed, absolutely needed to happen,
Yeah.
is chaos, is the inability
Yep.
to dodge torpedoes, the inability to dodge AP shells, that lucky shot like Ultima Ratio now detected, thinking he's safe, but oh no's Montana is detecting him for a moment. Little things like that allows NACL to break back into this, and it's all about time over here on the West. And
Well,
patience.
NACL, yep, NACL just you can see that Snowboards Moskva is the focus target. They are starting to step onto C. They'll be able to pick up C here in a moment. Again, that will allow them to kind of start closing the gap, but it's a big gap. They're 300 points down now, 7.5 minutes into this game, and the A flank is really not looking good. Matsuri down under 7,000 HP, almost down to 6,000, and basically having to just run for his life.
That's right. That's right. And now the question is, whose smoke was that? Who died? That was it. The Harugumo
It
that died, or
was
was it
it was
Pikachu's?
it was it was Pikachu's smoke.
Yep.
Pikachu is the
Yep.
one that smoked them into the A cap. So
Yep.
they unfortunately the Hagarugumo they lost was the one whose smoke was available, and now they're really going to struggle to extract these ships out of here.
There's no chance. And that's what I was trying to get
Yep.
at, is you could tell that Pikachu didn't have his smoke available because of how long it took.
Yep.
And there goes another Nevsky. So now it's full retreat over here and it's full push for NACL. And unfortunately, that means that the strategy for YESCV has completely blown up for them. They are unable to really push over here on the east side and make
Yeah.
it effective.
It's going to be all about the western flank now for YesCV if they're going to salvage this game. They're rotating the Well Done's Marceau into mid. It looks like I'm assuming he's either going to run around the bottom end of the cap. Yep, he's going to try. Yep, he's going to try and come in the south into B to pick that up.
Yep.
He'll get radared by Full Metal Subaru's Moskva, who I'm sure he doesn't probably have any eyes on yet. They're not quite sure where he's at.
No, he's got Hydra going, but no radar yet.
NACL, I gotta say, Zath, NACL's done a really, really good job of rotate. Like as these ships start to lose their HP and they get focused, they're pulling them out.
Hmm.
Snowboard has all moved all the way to the top of the map. He's spotted again, but for a while they didn't have shots on him.
Yes.
As they're as NACL's return fire continuing to focus Luyoya's Stalingrad and doing good work getting him under quite a bit of threat here, as he's down to around 20,000 HP.
Absolutely. Now, over on West, Source Tugs Ragnar once again coming under fire. Matsuri, I believe, is radaring him to detect him, as both him and Pikachu's Harugumo are trying to
That'd
farm
be a
him down.
that That would be a huge kill if they can get it. They desperately need this kill on this flank.
Right. Now,
1200 HP and falling for Source Tug.
and no longer detected, mind you. It looks like he did. Nope.
Yep.
He had a fire.
He
It,
is
it burned
dark, but
out.
Matsuri's going down, and that's the problem. That leaves
Yeah.
Pikachu all by himself. Source Tug on 800 HP. He escapes, but the combat has been all NACL all the time up at this point. Well done getting pushed out of the B cap. His little gambit there not working out.
Correct. And you can see Pikachu now might take a torpedo as well. 2 torpedoes, and he's gone.
Oh my goodness!
And he's
Hearing
gone.
torpedoes from downtown. Look at that. Right as they run out of range, even.
Yes.
Wow.
Brilliantly played. We're gonna watch a quick recap of that, but oh my goodness. But that's just rubbing salt into the wound, I
Oh,
would say.
what a salvo. What a salvo. NACL just playing a textbook game here of bend but don't break. They've surrendered. Look, I mean, they've just kind of they retreat. They've pulled all the way back on the western flank. They've given all this ground to the Kremlin, the Stalingrad push, which is, on be honest, now is kind of starting to lose steam because they're running out of ships. In fact,
Mhm.
Erdikant just took a broadside shot at Reimu, even though knowing it doesn't matter, he took it anyway. He's about to
Mhm.
eat a whole face full of Shimakaze torpedoes. Yeah,
Oh,
Erdikant
ouch.
looks like he's basically just going to go broadside here and say, just
Oh
end
yeah.
me.
Yep.
Just end me, guys. They know it's over. They're down 5 ships off all the caps. Well, off there. The one cap they have is not going to do the job. So,
No.
the SCV throwing in the towel here on North. I got to say, Zach, it feels a little bit like they put all their eggs into one basket with that Western push.
You mean who?
Or sorry, the
YESCV?
Eastern push.
Okay.
Eastern push. Yeah. Yes, CV seems like they just, it's like you sent every battleship, every Stalingrad, which is like a little mini battleship.
Uh-huh.
All of them go to all of them go to that flank, and then all the enemy team has to do is, play that flank properly, and
Mhm.
then they can flex whatever firepower they want to the other side of the map
Well,
because
now
I don't know.
go ahead. So
No, I
go
was just
back,
saying. Go ahead.
go back to what I was talking about earlier, and it's funny that it almost happened as soon as I had talked about it. Like when you're up against a death snail, the last thing you can do is push it. You have to hope for luck chuck torps. You have to hope for a lucky AP strike. In the case of that other destroyer that went down, the Hargumo. For KSE there, better Danilovs, yes. For him, as soon as he got hit, you saw what happened. NACL was looking for that torpedo splash, and once it happened, they fired at it, and that's what ultimately killed him. Was that combined French radar, we like to call it, where you just literally saturate an area where you see an explosion, and you try to chip down whatever you can. So, good job, both teams, but NACL
No,
coming out of
both
that.
both teams. Yeah, I teams played really well. I feel like um, the STV guys got a little unlucky on the eastern flank, right, or the western flank, right? They got a little unlucky over there with some of the torpedoes, but some of that isn't just luck. Some of that is NACL intentionally looking for ways to flex those torpedo angles.
That's right.
Yoshino is not a ship that we have historically seen a lot of in King of the Sea, and yet we've already seen it in back-to-back games today. In that game, it felt those 20-kilometer torps felt really impactful.
Right. Can we take a moment to go back to the King of the Sea collection for a sec? I need to correct a grievous
Let's.
error that I made.
Uh-oh, what did you do, Zath?
So I was telling you guys about the ability to catch up, and I really screwed the pooch on this one. I apologize, guys. If any of you guys purchased with tokens the either of the bundles that have these pictures on either side, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, those will not work towards your collection. I thought it did, but I had a couple viewers chime in and let me know this is for commanders that look that way, not collection items, and that's hella confusing.
It
Uh,
is.
so I'm
It is incredibly confusing.
I'm truly sorry, guys. If you are trying to catch up in your collection, the only way you can do that is through the King of the Sea containers for 2,000 community tokens apiece. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm truly sorry. I screwed that up. It's
So
very
I
frustrating
will say
that
this, Zath.
yeah.
Don't feel bad because Sohn made the same, I won't say mistake, but assumption, let's say, a few
Mm,
days ago when the patch dropped. And so I don't know that he spent money or whatever but he actually had a tweet a few days ago about that, right? Because you're several people have been kind of caught off unawares by this.
Okay. Well, I mean, regardless, that's something so you guys know, both Raptor and I are community contributors. We have connections to wargaming, and you better believe I am going to be mentioning that on in those channels and giving them that feedback. You can't release
Yep.
commanders with the same picture as a collection item because it's so confusing.
And agreed. It's close enough that it's definitely caused some confusion, right? It's absolutely caused some confusion along the way.
Right.
Let's go ahead.
We're 9 minutes away from our next battle. Can we talk about the camo now? What'd you think?
Yeah, let's do it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go put it up on my screen real fast,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about. And I'm gonna get my tournament. For some reason, I didn't have a tournament TV button set up. I failed to do that.
Got
It's
it.
on North Carolina, right? That's the ship I need to pull
Yes.
up.
Yes. It's a
Okay.
permanent
Let me,
camo for
let me get
North
this.
Carolina.
Let me get this done. Hold on. Come on. Oh my lord, game. Give me a break. North Carolina, and then I gotta go find it. Oh, it's already. Oh wow. Look at that. It's already on the ship.
Yeah, I believe it
Badass,
just
huh?
kind of automatically got slapped
Badass.
on it. But badass is a great way to describe this ship. I was on Son's and everybody else's stream with you as well when I got it, and I was like just fangirling over the art department's
Look at
work.
that. Look at that.
I mean, it says King of the Sea on the butt. It's got the tentacles reaching out to the butt. Did you look at the bow yet?
The bow. I was just looking at the bow, but
It
so the tentacles go to the bow and the stern. Up at the bow, it's the King of the Sea logo, the kind of anchor crown thing,
Yes, and I
right?
love it because
And
the
then
tentacles are reaching out and grabbing for it. Oh, so
yeah,
such a beautiful like for those of you guys who aren't big art fans, one of the things about art is when you draw something that's static, you try to evoke motion even though it's static. And the bow, look at it, there's motion here. Even though it's static, there's motion, and I just love it.
look at the tops of the turrets.
Yeah,
That's badass, man. I like this
absolutely.
camo.
Absolutely. So
I like this camo.
if you click on artillery, it'll zoom in on the turret, right? And then you
Yeah,
can hold the right mouse button and move around a little bit. You get a close up view of that turret, and you notice that
yeah,
it's not just something that's drawn on top of it. It's a three-dimensional skull, crossbones,
yeah.
and crown.
It's like a relief. It's not like just painted.
Yes.
It's like modeled on there. That's pretty sexy.
That's what
Look at
I
that.
mean. Like you understand that the extra level of detail and care and love that the wargaming art team put into this. This is a labor of love, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, Zach, there are days I wish we could keep the art department and maybe make some changes elsewhere.
Be careful what you say because I know a certain
I'm
CC
aware.
who left the program as a result of calling
I'm
for
aware.
change. Let's
But
just
it's
call
but
it.
it's but it, I mean, yeah, it's
But I
but I
know
mean,
what you
the
mean.
art department just crushes it. Week after week, day after day,
Yes,
year after
yes,
year, these
yes.
guys produce some of the most amazing looking stuff, right? Every single person that plays this game or has ever played this game has nothing but complimentary things to say about the art department. And they're right. They're 100% right. It's
Right.
amazing.
It is
It's
absolutely.
amazing.
It
Whew,
absolutely is.
goodness.
So, guys,
Goodness.
I hope you appreciate the extra work that's going into it. I would mention on Stone Stream and the others, it'd be hilarious if we can add the King Kong on top of it because then you've got the crown plus then you've
Ah, I
got King
see
Kong
what you
holding,
did there.
right? Like, how cool would that be? And the
I see what you
camouflage,
did there.
unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. It's a standard camouflage. You get 50% XP additional per battle,
Yeah.
10% reduction to cost, and then your typical detectability dispersion. I talked about this before in a Zat chat. I almost always use a different camo than permanent when I play the game because
Mm.
50% to regular just isn't that much. But hey, it's permanent. It will always be there. And if you're
Yep.
playing the ship in co-op, why the heck not?
Yep. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we're getting set up for our next game, which is going to be KSC versus SWDT in about 5-ish minutes or so. I've been looking for that room contact to pop up. I haven't seen him yet, Zath. I
Hey,
think they just finished their first game.
Ooh, really? Okay. You mean their second?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you mean their
Um,
second, because if they just finished their first,
n-
oof.
no, their first game started at 3:20 p.m. So
Oh,
I
you're
think
right.
they
That's
just
right.
finished their first game
Because of the staggering. Yes.
because of the staggered start. I'm watching, and it looks like KSE lost their first game, um, and so and then I was working on getting a tournament TV button set up over here, and I failed. In the meantime, let's actually put that up real quick. Let's
That's
put
all
up
good.
tournament
That's
TV,
all
and
good.
we can have a look at who has won so far and who has not won so far. I'll let that stew in the
So,
background while I keep
Sheik
getting. Here we go.
Shiki has won their second game. So they are tied with XPN in Group 1.
Excellent.
So not only did they win the first game we saw, now interesting TNG came back and won the second game, which we didn't cast, but there you go. I find that
They did.
when we're going to different groups, we're as a streamer, I'm kind of getting a little bit attached to what we're seeing here. In
Mhm.
group 6, NACL, as you know, is in the lead, and FINS is coming up second. Now it looks like the Kraken game has not finished yet against FBR1, the Kraken below.
Okay, let's see. What group are they in?
Group
Yeah,
6,
they just started 20 minutes ago. So yeah, I don't see a result there yet.
right,
That game is still underway in group 6. And then
right.
group 7 and group 8 are playing right now. Like they started
Mm-hmm.
at the bottom of the hour, 3:30 and 3:35. So or
Right.
central time anyway. So yeah.
Right. Now, the game that we're going to bring you next is going to be Group 5. And it's KSE versus SWDT. Neither of those teams have won a game yet. They've only played one so far. The Nigerian Princes have indeed gotten help because they have won the first battle. TSIOF have won their first game, and OGF have won their first game. So what's neat about this, guys, is KSE and SWDT are both looking at this as an opportunity to climb this ladder.
Yeah, definitely. My chat's actually talking a little bit about the ASW planes thing.
Yes, yes.
We haven't talked about that. So let's talk about a couple of things that have happened on the EU bracket today that hopefully
Oh,
won't impact here, but let's talk
heartbreaking.
about it so that everybody understands what's happening. First thing was talking to Big M earlier. He mentioned that there had been a game loss handed out for a banned ship violation on EU this morning. This is
Yes.
simple, guys. This is simple. The two bans, right, are global bans, Kleber and Petropavlovsk. If for any reason you take one of those ships into a game, that's a game loss, right?
Yes.
You shouldn't be picking those ships. Simple, easy, done deal. Now,
And
the other one is a little. Go ahead. Go.
later, when we get into the is it the group stage or playoffs, we're gonna start seeing
Playoffs.
playoffs. Okay, we're gonna start seeing teams vote to ban an additional ship on top of the global ban, and that's gonna get a little bit more complex. We've actually seen
Yes.
teams before, even top tier competitive teams, make that oops. Even
Yes.
if I remember right, was it '07? I don't remember who it was, but they brought a ship that they themselves had banned.
I can't remember. Maybe it was.
That's an
But it
omega
has
oof
happened.
right there.
It has happened. Okay.
Yes.
The other thing is that the anti-submarine, the depth charge planes that have just been added to almost like every ship in the game that didn't have depth charges now basically has some charge of depth charge aircraft. Okay.
Mhm.
Those are forbidden in King of the Sea. There are no submarines. So there is absolutely no reason for you to be using those planes, okay, other than to harass the enemy. And what that means is it is possible. Those planes do not spot enemy ships. However, they do cause enemy ships, if their AA is on, to start shooting. Their AA will start firing. So a ship that maybe you hadn't detected that you don't have a line of sight on, you might be able to make his AA fire and have an idea of where he is. So therefore, the admins for King of the Sea, this again, global rule set, any team that uses the ASW planes on any of their ships for any reason, game loss.
Yep.
You lose. Period.
Yep.
That is considered exploitative and using the mechanic in a way it's not intended, and
right.
they're not going to tolerate it. It
That's
actually
right.
has happened to a team on EU today. Was awarded a game loss for doing this. And
Right.
the thing about the depth charge planes, and if you've played the depth strike, the Dutch cruisers, you've played a battleship since the patch, and you've tried the depth charge thing, you know this. I can't just accidentally push a button and it happens. You have to be very deliberate, right? So that's a game loss.
Game is up, by the way, under Torino.
Excellent, thank you. I was looking earlier and couldn't find him on the list.
The King of the Sea organizer is doing a fantastic job as always, behind the scenes, editing our document that we're using to the status board to keep track of games, and it says we are now in room. So that's how I knew
Yep.
that the battle was up and running. Thank you
Look
very
at you
much to
go.
our organizers. You guys are
Look
fantastic.
at you
Raptor,
go.
Raptor, once upon a time I was so dependent on you to do all this kind of stuff, man. I've learned so much in the course of 4 years working with you, man. And to the point where you and I are now just we're a team.
It's
I love
yeah,
it.
it's what I love about it, Zath, is that when one of us misses something or does, the other one is usually on top of it, right?
Right.
So I'm at a point now where it's so comfortable, I just kind of roll with it. Just
Right.
I accept that I'm gonna miss something and along the way, and that's just gonna happen.
And I'm gonna miss something too, and that's what's great about this is we're able to work together to get things figured out. As
Absolutely.
KSE, all of KSE is present, and SWDT is starting to filter
Is
into the game.
filtering in.
Guys, we're starting in I think 4 minutes. Is that correct?
That's
We
correct. Now, Zath,
no, we were supposed to have started already. We are
we were
behind.
supposed to have started already, so we're running a
Okay.
few minutes late, but that's okay.
Yep.
We need to talk about hotspot, Zath. I want you to put your next map for hotspot up
Oh,
so that everybody can see what I'm talking about.
it's been there and ready for when
Yes.
conversation naturally
So-
transitioned to it. So thank you for that.
Yes, this cap configuration of hotspot, everybody, is new to the game. It was added literally this week at the kind of, I think this was a joint thing that they developed, the tournament organizers developed with Wargaming.
Yes.
They wanted this. Hang on a minute.
Well, while you're hanging up, just take a look at this map, guys. Look at this map setup. Oh my goodness, you've got a cap in the middle of the map. It's gonna draw attention away from the typical traditional sea cap island area. I love this so much. I think that's fantastic.
Back to hotspot. Yes, this is a very, very spicy cap configuration.
Mm.
So yeah. Anyways, there you go. My chat keeps going on about how drops aren't enabled on my stream, and my mods are trying to explain to them that they are, but the notice isn't showing up. I can't fix that, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
The drops are enabled. I've been on the list from day one. Conway's not an idiot. He knows that I'm going to be doing this. So relax.
Yeah,
The
I
other
saw.
thing is, if you're not seeing the notification, if you're not seeing the stupid little notification box, just when you join the stream, go pull down on your Twitch menu. There's a little drop sub menu. You can click that, and
Yep.
you can see the progress bar. So note what your progress is. Wait 5 minutes, and then check it again. And if the progress is moved, then it's working, and you're just not getting the notice. It's okay.
Dude, thanks for that because I just realized I have I just got my drop for my King of the Sea container mission. Thanks to you saying
Ooh,
that.
fancy.
So, literally,
Fancy.
guys, Raptor's exactly correct. You click on your name, top right corner, your little icon, and then there's a drops button. It tells you what % of progress you have made towards drops. That's all you have to look at. If you're not sure, hold down Control and click so that it opens up a new window on the drops area, pulls up your drops, and you can see I'm now 79% of 4 hours towards my Twitch container. I already got mission number 1 taken care of, all that good stuff. Honestly, guys, if you're concerned about drops, you can always have a couple streams going on in the background, or chances are there's going to be other streams as well that you can have with King of the Sea up and running. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, but I get it. For those of you guys who are looking to finish your collections, I completely understand. I mean, you saw the confusion earlier for me, and I mean, Raptor knows this. I collect as much as I can for this damn game. My nickname is Smog for a reason. So,
Yeah.
you know, I get the idea of my precious, you know,
Yeah.
it's all good.
So I'm checking here. Yeah. So essentially, I mean, everything's enabled, guys. If you're not getting the notice, I don't know. There's much I can do there for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, seems to be working. I'll let it stew here for a bit and see what happens.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm showing 44%. Now I'm gonna go back and watch my stream for a bit. Hold on,
There you go.
and then I'll see if it ticks up.
And while we're
I
waiting,
mean-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're still having some issues with a couple of people trying to get into this battle, but I just want to take a moment to thank everybody on behalf of myself and Raptor. All of you guys, I've been noticing a whole bunch of people following my channel. I'm sure the same's going on for Raptor. I've seen some people subbing as well and cheering. Guys, it really does mean a lot. We can't interact with you as easily because we're 5 minutes ahead of all of you guys. So what you're seeing on screen is 5 minutes ago. It's difficult to just go in and talk to you and stuff like that. But thank you very much for your support. It really does mean a lot to both of us. And beyond that, to all of the streamers doing King of the Sea. please feel free to watch other streamers. If there's a game that you absolutely want to see, please check it out. If you want a comparison shop go around, by all means, please do. If there's something you see another streamer doing that you really like and you'd like to see myself and Raptor implement, tell us. Otherwise, we don't know. If there's something that you see that we're doing that you really like, let us know too, so we know to keep doing it. Chat is catching up to 5 minutes ago. One thing I want to comment on too, Raptor was talking about the ASW planes and the guns, all that kind of stuff. And so instructions went out by the King of the Sea organizers a couple of days ago with directions for how to unbind the key, the 4 key, and unbind that anti-sub warfare key so you don't accidentally use it. That's the easiest way to prevent yourself from possibly using it. So at this point in the tournament, there's no excuse if those ASW planes come up because you've been told to unbind your key. And it's up to your teammates, your team organizers, to pass that information back along to all of you and make sure that each of you guys have unbound those keys. Moving forward, future seasons of King of the Sea, I'm sure that it's going to become a thing, probably in King of the Sea 14, because players will have enough time to adjust to the change in tactics that comes with it.
There we go. Okay, yeah. So like drops have been enabled on my stream for like 4 years. I didn't turn them off. I can't. They're still. I just went and checked. They're enabled, guys. So I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do here. I'll let my own stream check up for a bit and see what's going on there. It sounds like it's possible. Like I might have gotten left off the list, but if that's the case, that's not something that I can fix. That's a wargaming fix. So I'll have to deal with Conway later.
Right. Absolutely.
Now, someone in chat is asking about forfeits. There was a team that had to forfeit all 4 of their games today. It was MGN, I think.
Yes. Yep. And we caught that last night.
Yeah, I think they bailed out of their tournament. I think they bailed out of their
bracket or whatever.
Bracket. Yeah, I'm looking for that.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Am I looking at tomorrow's? No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
So they're okay. So I'm looking today. I'm seeing.
I don't see anybody forfeiting today.
I already have. So in Group 1, yes. In Group 1, Texas, that particular clan, Texas, they played their first game and they forfeited every other game.
Oh no. And Soar has forfeited too.
No,
BRRF. BRRF, yeah.
BRRF has forfeited all their games. I'm presuming they couldn't round up enough players.
Oh no.
There are 2 other single game forfeits. I'm looking at 45 ACP had a forfeit against CAG. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's one more down in Group 8. GGWP Zath had a forfeit against CCV2. CCTV2.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
So,
that's an odd one.
Sometimes, guys, the forfeits occur when a team can't bring enough people in time to start. Speaking of which, we just started. Okay, good.
Yep, game's dropping now, so why don't we head on in and have a look at what's shaking and baking here as we go to Hotspot. I'm excited to see this cap configuration, Zath.
Absolutely. Absolutely excited to see that. So KSC, we go to our normal side.